gentlemen, it's Slexchan here, welcoming you to another Bleach review. Today we'll be going over Chapter 421, which was released last night. So I'm ready for it, you're ready for it, let's get started on it then. But first, I just want to make a quick apology about last week. I know I didn't release any reviews for Bleach or Naruto, and I'm sorry about that. I had homework. There's really not much I could have done about it, because for me that comes before YouTube and manga, as it should for the rest of you as well. So I apologize. It's just unfortunate that those chapters were both really epic for both of the series. So yeah, I was kind of kicking myself in the butt about that, but like I said, not too much could have been done about it. So I am sorry. I'm here this week, so hopefully that's good enough for you guys. Anyway, moving on with the review. Now, not too much happened in the chapter itself. There were very few events, but they were all really major, and they impact the plot quite a bit. First one I'm going to talk about is Ichigo losing his Shinigami powers. Now, as we saw last week, he had released his final Getsuga Tensho on Aizen, and this week we see, you know, what actually happens to Aizen. We see what happens after the attack, what the results are, and I'm kind of not happy with them. It just bugs me that Kubo built up this big hype about Ichigo's new transformation. He made him look super strong. He had Aizen terrified him, and he had me complaining about it not making sense for like 4 weeks on end. And then when we finally get this final Getsuga Tensho that we're waiting for, it doesn't do what we're expecting it to do to Aizen. Suddenly it's not as powerful as we thought it was. Like, yeah, it did some major damage. It completely ripped off Aizen's transformation with the Hogyoko. But Aizen still regenerated. And then Ichigo loses his Shinigami power. So I'm just thinking, like, if things hadn't turned out the way they did in this chapter, and Aizen hadn't have been sealed away, Ichigo would have died. Simple as that, because he loses his Shinigami powers, Aizen regenerates, and that would have been the end. So I'm like, well, what was the point in, you know, having that huge hype about Ichigo being super strong now and untouchable, and like a whole evolution above Aizen? What was the point to that? Because really it didn't do much. Like, yeah, it did. I shouldn't say it can't. You know what I mean. It did do something. It hurt Aizen quite a bit. But fact is, Aizen would have still been able to get up afterwards, and that's what bothers me. But not much you can do about it. I'm just saying. So the second big event in this chapter is Aizen gets sealed away. So we get an appearance from Urahara Kisuke, and I'm really happy with this. It's good to know that, yeah, Urahara did do more than what we had thought, you know. Because before, watching him just get thrown aside by Aizen was, I don't know, it was just hard to see, because it's like, you know, Urahara was the one who created the Hogyoko. He should be able to do something in battle against Aizen, because he knows all about the Hogyoko. Well, surprise, surprise, we get an appearance from him at the end of this chapter, and it turns out that he had sent a Kido into Aizen, or created one to seal him away. So now Aizen is gone. I wouldn't say he's gone for good. I can definitely see him coming back, or there being more to this series, or more to what's going on here. I definitely don't think the series is over. Lots of people assumed once Aizen was taken care of that would be the end of Bleach, but I don't see that happening, just because there's still a lot of mystery and intrigue in the plot. There's still a lot that we want to know about. The King's Key, for example, or the Spirit King. Was that something that was just meant to be brought up and never spoken of again? Like, was that a one-time thing, or are we actually going to get to see what that is? What's going to happen to Ichigo now that he doesn't have his Shinigami powers? How are the rest of the Shinigami going to be revived now that half of them are like dead? Well, nearly all of them are dead, frick. The commander's gone, so what's going to happen to Soul Society now? Then we go to Hueco Mundo. What's going to happen to the guys in Hueco Mundo? What about Orihime? Like, it's been mentioned that she won't be able to leave Hueco Mundo by multiple characters. Why is that? So, yeah, there's still a lot that needs to be answered in this series, and I definitely don't think it's ending anytime soon. So for those of you who are kind of worried about that, like, don't be. There's still a lot to happen in Bleach. So I don't know what else I could really chat about. I mean, there's Aizen, who he kind of seems to resent Kisuke. And we definitely see that right before he gets sealed. He wants to know why Kisuke won't use his intellect to bring about a stronger world, kind of like how Aizen was trying to do. And Kisuke more or less says, you know, the world is at what it is. Why tamper with it, you know? And I guess that doesn't sit well with Aizen. His logic is, you know, a winner must always think not of how the world is, but how the world should be. So he's kind of like a dictator almost. And I guess that's what he was trying to do. So you could definitely compare Aizen and Kisuke to one another and see their differences, because they're both really smart guys. And I think Aizen was really trying to be like Kisuke, in a sense. And it made him angry that Kisuke wouldn't take advantage of his intelligence and try and use it the way that Aizen would have, or was trying to. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. You get to see a little bit of their connection. Well, not really a connection, but, you know, just how Aizen sees Kisuke and what kind of probably drove him to do what he's doing. In my opinion, well, it would appear that that would be the reason why Aizen decided to do all of this. You know, because he wanted to reshape the world, and Kisuke was more or less his inspiration for that. Or so it appears. Anyway, not much else to talk about in this chapter. Like I said, there wasn't much that actually happened in the chapter. It's just everything that did really impacted the plot. So let me know what you guys thought about it. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you think this is the end of Bleach, or if you see something else happening. Do you think there'll be another villain? I don't, because I mean, how can you get a villain more powerful than Aizen, right? It's going to be impossible for Kubo to top that. Like, they couldn't even defeat Aizen, they had to seal him. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I will see you all next week, hopefully, if I don't get caught up in schoolwork, which, you know, I'll try not to. But anyway, see you all later. Bye now.